Welcome to Human Stories, where every journey inspires a new beginning. From humble beginnings to extraordinary triumphs, each story reminds us that ordinary people can achieve the extraordinary. Let's begin today's journey. This is more than the story of a media icon. It is a journey through heartbreak, resilience, and transformation. From humble beginnings, Oprah built an empire that reshaped television, literature, and even the way we talk about personal growth. But her path also included critics, controversies, and setbacks. Tonight, we uncover not only her achievements, but also her battles, the moments that defined her, and the lessons she leaves for generations. Oprah Winfrey is not just a television host. She is a cultural force, a billionaire entrepreneur, and a philanthropist whose influence has touched millions across the globe. But her rise was far from easy. Born into poverty in Mississippi, she endured a childhood filled with pain, abuse, and loss. Against the odds, she turned those wounds into wisdom. From the moment she stepped onto a stage, her authenticity drew people in, and her story became one of the most remarkable journeys in modern history. Global influence, 1990s to 2000s. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, Oprah's influence was unmatched. Her interviews became cultural events, whether speaking with celebrities, world leaders, or everyday people. She openly discussed issues like trauma, abuse, and mental health, making once taboo subjects part of mainstream conversation. When she introduced a book on her show, it became a bestseller the next day. When she shared a health trend, millions followed. Oprah didn't just reflect culture, she shaped it. She had become not just a host, but a teacher to the world. Harpo and Hollywood. That same year, Oprah founded Harpo Productions, becoming one of the first Black women to own a major studio. Through Harpo, she controlled her own brand, producing her show, films, and other projects. Her acting debut in The Color Purple in 1985 earned her an Academy Award nomination. Hollywood realized Oprah wasn't just a talk show host. She was a force who could command audiences in every medium. Over time, she expanded into magazines, radio, and cable networks, building an empire worth billions. The Oprah Winfrey Show, 1986 to 2011. In 1986, The Oprah Winfrey Show went national. Almost overnight, Oprah became a household name. By blending celebrity interviews, self-help topics, and raw discussions about real struggles, she revolutionized talk television. She surpassed Phil Donahue as the leading host, and for 25 years, she dominated daytime TV. Her platform became a cultural engine, shaping what Americans read, watched, and even believed. Oprah's book club alone turned unknown writers into bestsellers, proving her power extended far beyond the screen. Move to Chicago, 1983. By 1983, Oprah took a risk that changed her destiny. She moved to Chicago to host a struggling morning show called AM Chicago. Within months, ratings skyrocketed. Oprah's ability to speak openly, laugh loudly, and cry with her guests made audiences feel she was one of them. She didn't present herself as untouchable, she was relatable. Viewers tuned in not only for stories, but for the emotional connection Oprah created. Within a year, the show dominated Chicago television, education, and breakthrough. In 1971, Oprah earned a scholarship to Tennessee State University to study communications. While still in college, she began working in radio and quickly became Nashville's first Black female co-anchor. At just 19, she broke barriers in an industry dominated by white men. Her natural warmth and unscripted honesty stood out. Unlike others who read lines from teleprompters, Oprah connected with audiences through sincerity. This unique style would later become her greatest weapon, setting her apart from every other host. Adolescence and struggles. 1960s to 1970s. When Oprah moved to Milwaukee at age 6, life grew darker. Living with her mother, she faced neglect, abuse, and instability. At 14, she became pregnant. The child died shortly after birth. It was a devastating moment, but also a turning point. Instead of allowing tragedy to define her, Oprah found strength in school. Teachers saw her brilliance. She excelled in speech competitions, earning awards and recognition. By high school, she was a gifted orator whose charisma and presence demanded attention. Childhood, 1954 to 1960s. Oprah Gail Winfrey was born January 29, 1954, in Kosciuszko, Mississippi, to a teenage mother. Raised by her grandmother, she grew up in extreme poverty. Clothes were made from potato sacks, and meals were scarce. Yet, her grandmother taught her to read before she was 3. Standing in church, reciting Bible verses with confidence, young Oprah discovered the power of words. In a world that often silenced her, words gave her voice. This early foundation became the seed for everything she would later build. One of Oprah's most famous legal battles came in 1998. During an episode on food safety, she declared she would never eat a hamburger again. Texas cattle ranchers sued her for defamation, claiming her words caused beef prices to drop. The case, known as the Texas beef trial, dragged her into the national spotlight, not as a host, but as a defendant. Oprah fought the case in court, stood her ground, and ultimately won, a powerful reminder of her influence. Her endorsement of personalities like Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz further fueled controversy. Both men later faced public scrutiny over medical claims, and skeptics pointed back to Oprah's platform as their launchpad. The criticism raised difficult questions. Where is the balance between offering guidance and protecting the public from misinformation? Oprah faced these critiques head-on, acknowledging her influence, but also defending her intent to spark conversation. Critics and controversies. Oprah's rise did not come without criticism. Some accused her of blurring the line between inspiration and pseudoscience. Her stage sometimes welcomed authors and experts who presented unproven health ideas, and critics argued she lent credibility to questionable advice. Still, Oprah insisted her goal was to give people hope, to offer possibilities rather than prescriptions. This debate about responsibility in media followed her for decades. Even outside television, Oprah's wealth and power attracted scrutiny. Some accused her of building a cult of personality, of being too dominant in shaping taste, trends, and even public opinion. Yet despite controversy, her audience stayed loyal. Where critics saw manipulation, viewers saw authenticity. These clashes only reinforced one truth: Oprah's voice was so powerful that it could never be ignored. 2011. After 25 years, Oprah ended The Oprah Winfrey Show. For many, it felt like the end of an era. But Oprah was only beginning another chapter. She launched OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. Though its early years struggled, it proved her resilience. Even after building an empire, Oprah showed she was still willing to take risks and reinvent herself. 2004, the opening of the Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa marked a deeply personal turning point. Oprah invested $40 million of her own money, creating a school for underprivileged girls. She called it her greatest legacy. It reflected her belief that education is the most powerful weapon for breaking cycles of poverty. 1993, her interview with Michael Jackson was watched by over 90 million people worldwide, making it the most viewed interview in history at that time. Oprah's calm, probing style made even global superstars open up. That night proved her reach extended across borders. She was no longer just America's talk show queen. She was a global voice. Turning point moments, 1986. The year the Oprah Winfrey Show went national marked a transformation. No longer a local host, Oprah became a national figure. Her ability to connect with audiences on personal struggles, from addiction to abuse, distinguished her from competitors. This authenticity was the turning point that shifted her from TV host to cultural icon. Lesson 5. Give back. Oprah redefined success by measuring it through impact. She used her platform to raise millions for charities, empower women, and amplify silenced voices. Her lesson is clear. Wealth and fame mean little if they do not serve others. Lesson 4. Own your voice. By creating Harpo Productions and later OWN, Oprah showed the importance of controlling your story. She didn't just star in shows, she owned them. She reminds us that power comes when we stop renting space at someone else's table and build our own. Lesson 3. Education is freedom. From her own scholarship to founding schools, Oprah showed that knowledge unlocks opportunity. She believed education is the one investment that multiplies, changing not just individuals, but generations. Lesson 2. Authenticity wins. Oprah never hid her flaws. She cried on stage, admitted failures, and shared vulnerabilities. This raw honesty built trust with millions. Her success shows that authenticity is more powerful than perfection. Top 5 lessons. Lesson 1. Turn pain into power. Oprah's story teaches us that our past does not define our future. She endured abuse, poverty, and loss, yet transformed that pain into strength. Her life is proof that struggle can become the foundation of greatness. Doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. She taught that success is not built overnight, but step by step. Surround yourself with people who are only going to lift you higher. Oprah's circle reflected her values. She knew that environment shapes destiny. Be thankful for what you have. You'll end up having more. Gratitude, for her, was not passive. It was the foundation of abundance. Quote 2. The biggest adventure you can ever take is to live the life of your dreams. For Oprah, risk was not optional. It was essential. Dreams required courage. Inspiring quotes. Quote, turn your wounds into wisdom. These 5 words define Oprah's philosophy, that pain is not the end, but the beginning of growth. Part 4. Her impact can be summed up in one word: empowerment. Oprah taught people to see themselves differently, to believe that their story mattered. That legacy will live long after television cameras fade. Legacy and Impact. Part 1. Oprah became the first Black female billionaire, but her legacy is not measured in money. It is measured in lives changed. She broke barriers of race, gender, and class, proving that greatness can emerge from the humblest beginnings. Part 2. Her book club transformed publishing. Her interviews created global conversations. Her network expanded representation for women and people of color. Few individuals have shaped culture so profoundly. Across so many arenas. Part 3. Through philanthropy, Oprah invested hundreds of millions into education, healthcare, and empowerment projects. For many girls in South Africa, she wasn't a distant celebrity. She was their champion. From a wooden shack in Mississippi to the summit of global influence, Oprah Winfrey's story reminds us that no obstacle is too great. She proved that resilience can rewrite destiny. Her struggles did not define her. Her critics did not silence her. Instead, she built a life of purpose, turning personal wounds into global lessons. Her story is not just about television or fame. It is a mirror for us all. A reminder that greatness is built through courage, authenticity, and the belief that every life, no matter how humble its beginnings, can leave an extraordinary legacy. This was another chapter in Human Stories. May it inspire your own path forward. Don't forget to subscribe and join us as we share more journeys of courage, vision, and resilience. Until next time, keep believing in your story.